Hi friends, if you're new here, my name is Sarah and I do frequent travel as well as book travel, and I will be giving you a stateroom tour. We are on Oasis of the Seas, Deck 10, Stateroom 690. This is a standard balcony stateroom. Let's go inside. When you first enter the room, you'll see door handle as well as a deadbolt lock, so you do have some extra safety precautions there. There's also a little slider for your peephole, which is nice because you can close that off so people can't see in. You can block it so you can see out when you want to see out. Over to the left, there's a master on-off switch that controls all of the power to the room, as well as temperature control. Notice that there's not actual temperature settings. It's just cooler and warmer, and you can just switch that dial to whatever you would like it to be to your preference. There's also a very large full-length mirror, which makes it great to be able to get ready and be able to check yourself as you're walking in and out the door. And then over to the right, you have a shelf as well as a couple of permanently placed hooks. So perfect for jackets, purses, things like that. And then a couple of like magazine style racks, but you could throw in there whatever you would like to, flip-flops, anything like that. Next to the bed, you have a large closet. It has sliding doors, both sides slide open. The side closest to me has lots of different shelves as well as a safe. It's a small in-room safe, just enough to hold like an iPad, phones, passports, any sort of valuables that you have, but probably not big enough for a laptop computer. And then there's also instructions here on how to set the code when you check in. Inside the closet, there's also hangers. If you need more hangers, you can just get a hold of your stateroom attendant. Usually they'll be happy to bring you some extra ones. And then lots of storage underneath. And again, both of these doors slide open. And you have a second rack you can flip down here as well for additional hanging space. With Royal Caribbean, you can either request to have your beds pushed together if you're traveling as a couple or even if solo, or you can have them separated into two twin beds. Again, all you need to do is contact your stateroom host and they'll be happy to take care of that for you. If they split the beds, they'll move these bedside stands in between to create additional separation, but just know you will be able to reach out and touch each other. It's not a lot of space in between there when they separate the beds. There are two switches here on the wall. One controls the overhead light. One controls a small light that's over some artwork that sits across from the bed. And then there are also reading lights on either side of the bed that have an underneath on-off switch. Again, there are two bedside stands. They have a few shelves on each. And then there is a telephone on this side. So if you need to contact guest services, if you can also call room to room with these phones. And then on this side only, there is one US outlet tucked behind the bed just a little bit. So if you're traveling with a CPAP or anything like that, it's convenient. You're not going to have cords going across the room. There are no USB outlets on either side. So if you want to keep your phone next to you at night, I recommend just bringing a portable charger. That way you can plug it in and have it right next to you. Over here is a desk area. I tend to use it more as a vanity because the bathroom situation is pretty small. So you're gonna see here, there are some extra shelves. There's 4 of them. They're pretty narrow, but you can fit quite a bit of like cosmetics and things like that in here. And then down below, there are 2 little cubbies as well. Again, pretty small, but you can tuck a few things away in here. This chair moves in and out. There's a pop-up outlet here that has 3 US outlets. And then down underneath, there is a US outlet as well as a European outlet for additional electrical capabilities. There's another large mirror here that's lighted. So again, that makes it really nice to be able to use this as sort of a vanity station. A large shelf up top that you can put some things on. And it does have a little metal rim around it. So if the ship gets moving a little bit, things aren't going to fall off of there. And then 3 drawers for storage. The bottom 2 are fairly deep. The top one has your hair dryer in it. These tend to not be super powerful. This one specifically is a Conair 1875. If you like something that's a little bit more high powered, go ahead and bring your own. That's totally fine. There's some Kleenexes in here as well. And then down underneath is your mini fridge. I use that term loosely. These don't tend to get super cold. They're more of a cooler than a refrigerator. If you travel with something that needs to specifically be refrigerated, like medications, you can go ahead and get in touch with your stateroom attendant and they will see if they can bring you something that gets down to a lower temperature for whatever it is that you might need. And then there's also a TV here. It's on a swivel, so you can move it any direction that you want to around the room, as well as a remote. Cruise compasses used to be on paper. They're not any longer. If you want to go to guest services, you can still get a paper copy. However, you can either use the Royal Caribbean app to find out what activities are going on, or these little cards are in your room and you can scan this QR code and it'll bring up the day's cruise compass so you can see what activities are going on. Over here, we have a large sofa. This one does not pull out. However, if you book a stateroom that sleeps 3 or 4, most of the time it will be the sofa that converts to your additional sleep space. There's some artwork as well as a small light overhead. And then this little stand table, you could put some additional things underneath here if you want to. There's a small garbage can, and then this moves around to wherever you want it to be inside the room. And then in here is the bathroom. It should be no surprise to anybody that it's small. Cruise ship bathrooms just are, unless you book a suite. Over here is the shower. It is sort of round shaped, so it does give you a little bit more room in there. It has a slider for the door, so this opens and closes from both sides. There is a detachable shower head. You can move that up and down to wherever is the right height for you. Controls are right here. There's a safety bar. There is also a shelf on the in the corner that you can use for shampoo, conditioner. Royal Caribbean does have like a combo shampoo body wash pump situation in here. It's not great. If you have sensitive skin or if you need your own hair products, do not rely on that. Just go ahead and bring your own stuff. There is also a small ledge in the corner of the shower that you can use to prop your foot up so that you can shave your legs. Toilet is over here. It has a push button flush behind it. And then over here for the vanity, again, there's a few shelves so you can store some things in the bathroom as well. A few shelves up here, a real cute tiny little drawer. And then up in the corner, there is a 120 volt outlet. You could not run a hairdryer off this, but it's perfect for razors, shavers, things like that. Over here, you have your sink. Controls are here. There are 2 hooks that you can use for towels, bathrobes, things like that, whatever you want to put there. They're real sturdy and permanently attached. 2 towel racks. And then there are also these same hooks. There's 3 of them on the back of the door. We're in a balcony stateroom. A lot of people, especially parents of young children, get real boxed up about booking a balcony because they're unsure of the safety precautions that are associated with a balcony stateroom. This door has 2 locks on it. This one is up high, so it would be real challenging for a kid to get up to, as well as to be able to manipulate, because it's a real tiny little flip switch back and forth. So when it's pushed towards the door, it's locked, pull it back, and it's unlocked. So that's the first locking mechanism. The second one is this door handle, which is, it actually seals the door, so it's fairly difficult to flip it. You gotta have a little bit of strength to get it all the way around. And then you can pop it open. And then out here on the balcony, it's a decent sized balcony, glass protective wall here, so it doesn't block your view, but again, it provides great protection. So it's really, there's no risk for small kids out here. And then there's 2 small chairs as well as a cafe style table. So you can order room service or anything like that, sit out here, have some drinks, snacks, and enjoy your balcony. I hope you enjoyed this room tour and that it's been helpful for you. If you are ready to book a Royal Caribbean cruise, I would absolutely love to help you. I'm an expert in all things Royal Caribbean. I take excellent care of my clients, and my services are always free. It doesn't cost you anything to book your trip with me. It's the same price and sometimes even lower than what you would get if you booked directly with Royal Caribbean. I will leave all of my contact information down in the notes, and I would love to work with you.